Hello Blender folks, welcome back to this Gnomes. A little breakthrough here, at least for my own understanding of rigging in Blender and 3D animation in Blender, because it starts now. Hello Blender folks, welcome back to this Gnomes, and today I'm gonna make something shorter, about 1 hour. I've just reached sort of a new template for F-key, I-key rigging and 3D animation in Blender, something that another advanced rigging for, hold on, let me check something. I'm streaming. Alright, so, sorry folks. Basically, Aisha, original character for a Sci-Fi universe, and I was talking about, let's also get some soundtrack here. And the thing that I'm going to show you now is something really, really incredible. I had no idea that this was possible until I've started to investigate the potential of the auto I key. People out there, I think they don't understand this feature seriously, because the fact is that the conventional inverse kinematics through bound constraints that you can use with Blender, usually I think there's only two, that it will be the the inverse kinematics bound constraint. I'm actually using one of them here, but you see, we can't drive these some values here. Oh, this we can drive, okay, but it can be a mess. So touching all this in the I-key bound constraint is usually very, very messy. And Valley, welcome. I'm sorry, I didn't see yours. Oh, it just started now, don't worry. So here I'm presenting in 1 hour or so, I'm presenting what I've reached here with Aisha rigging, as I was investigating I had already, just a quick interruption, I already had a rig set up here on my Gumroad page. It's free, you can download there this simultaneous F-key rig, okay, but it was experimental and I was able to achieve this without any dependency cycle. But when did I did that? This was done in many months ago, right? Blender 3.6.4. I think there's no date here when was this released. Yeah, a shame. I don't see when the time it was released, but it's okay. Many months from now. And now apparently I have a setup which is way more powerful and sort of solves what the other couldn't solve, or makes it more clean. Yeah, certainly. And there's no dependency cycles also. So I'm going to and there is a complete new feature that not only I've solved some very tricky features here, and I need to thank to that one guy that is a YouTube maker. It's many people, of course, but this is not a single solution, but it is the I-key. Hold on, I have it here. Where's that? This one. So I had no idea this other feature would be. So this famous guy here, Ryan King Art, is in this tutorial how to set up arm I-key rigging. Yeah, that looks like just a rigging Aiki rig tutorial like any other one, right? But there is a different thing here. He teaches how to get the Aiki bone constraint not in the shin or the forearm as usually we see, but in other place, like a bone like here. So this bone is connected, right? Parented connected, but it's like the chain continues there. And don't use the tail in this case. So this new way of this different way to make the Aiki bone constraints ended up being much more interesting for this that I was doing, because let's explain what's going here. I'm using Auto Aiki, which is an option for 3D animation inside Blender that we can just turn on and off. And so I have a shortcut here, which is just Shift Alt X and Shift X for X mirror. All right, so X mirror, X axis mirror, we know what it is. They work together if we want. So what does this thing do? Well, first, if we just enable it on, there's one thing that I've learned just recently, that, for example, let's pick one bone that would be free to move, this one, because now the bone constraint is not here. The Aiki bone constraint is here, is one step further in the chain, in the F key chain, just as here. So instead of being on the shin, it is on the ankle or the foot equivalent bone. So what happens is that with this setup, I have a complete different skeleton here. I'm gonna show you what is it. This skeleton is not any regular skeleton. This is a skeleton for, well, it is quite a regular, but it's all parented connected here. And with Auto Aiki, what that allows us to do is to have, you see, if I don't have Auto Aiki option, this is sort of stuck, except for some bones, right? The head, the extremities. We can do something with pure FK here that is nice, so we can quickly turn on and off if we want. But even if it is turned on, we can, as we grab, it's not rotating, it's grab, we can scroll up or down the, there I grab, then I can, you see, Auto Aiki length. So 0 would be go up, scroll up, it will be infinite. And you see what I'm able to do here, right? And any bone can do it. So if I grab, for example, this one, and I get grab here the head, and I want Auto Aiki length of 1. So now I have only the head. Then I can augment to grab 2, neck, and they have bendy bones, so at least the neck, right? These are not deformed bones, this is the control rig, the deformed rig is right there. I can then expand. So you see, oh, but then the arms are still in place. Well, this is not so problematic because we can actually, so this is why I took off the chain, the Aiki bone constraint from here, because now look what I can do. If I pick these two and augment the length, this is crazy. And I can change the length, yes, just so I have still the system for regular Aiki bone constraint, but I can control the chains from here. Well, not this alone because it is stuck because of this bone, but here probably I can do this. Even this, if I have some freedom. I can do something just with this bone if I want. And because of how Auto Aiki option works, uh, how to explain that? It keyframes the disposing for all the bones in the chain. So they are all keyframed automatically. So it's not like you're getting, they are keyframing as if you have posed them manually. So this is insane. It's not, it's not like, oh, you have an F key and I key and this is struggling together. No, they are all combining into the F key posing, let's say. Of course, then this is the sort of the I key master for the hand. Of course, this can create some inconvenience, but in principle, nothing more than anything that already exists normally. And the setup here is goes much beyond that I'm explaining, but essentially we have all the functionality of auto I key option plus with some limitation because right plus the you say I've made a bone constraint here that allows me to limit distance from, so you see what I can do here, right? And if I just want to push, okay, this, so this is disconnected parenting, so you see I cannot to this center of gravity, so I cannot just like the feet, right? So the feet I cannot so they are pinned to the ground as we want, right? So we have this functionality, and I can, same as the hand, look what I can do. I can even pull beyond on the spine, but there I reach a technical logical problem in Blender where I still need to figure out what is better. Is that maybe there's even more advanced setup for that, is that I have to split the spine bottom and down, and here I need to make some improvement because here is breaking. I was struggling to solve that, but this is what I'm going to try to do today. So this is what's happening. So when I pull this stuff, okay, let's say if I pose here, right, have regular I key for the chain. This is why these bones, by the way, they are not blue, they are teal, because they are part of the I key chain, the regular from I key bone constraint. However, if I pick them individually and with auto I key option on, and I augment maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, so see I start to control all the other leg, and then I grow up to the spine until there would be some spine. But this is not very good right now because this is pinned, so I need to pick this and this, and so now I can have all this motion going on. If I just pick this, I don't have this functionality. Of course I can pick both and maybe reduce this chain to just 3, you see, and I can X mirror that, of course. I can yeah, so usually this is more free to move, I think. No, I think it's still relying on this I key chain. Yeah, so no, this is indeed more free, but it's a bit awkward, right? So this I think would be better. Also, let's take off, and we can just get it one length of here. So you see, this is all auto I key. Hold on, what's happening here? Okay, so also for the spine, I think I showed that right already. So if I want to F key the spine, I just turn off auto I key, and there we go. There is a problem though. Let's see if there is really a problem. Okay, I have this bone here. No, this needs auto I key, I guess. something I'm missing here. Hold on. No, this is not the bone. Something here is weird. This I need to fix. It was working. Maybe more of the. Oh, this bone is not in the chain exactly. The chain must be connected. Hold on. Need auto I key. Chain length of. Yeah, so this is going. The rig here can be improved, but anyways, here is would be sort of the torso bone, but look what I can do. And if I can, of course, I'm missing something here. Okay, here we go, some torso thing. Oh, it's the I key, of course. Hold on. Turn off. Well, looks like I'm having a problem here. I'm forgetting one trick. Let's say, okay, I have F key here if I want, or maybe here. Yes. So just so I don't need with this chain. Actually, I didn't even turn. Oh yes, I don't need to turn off because I just go to the rotate, right? That's it. And rotate doesn't activate auto I key. And then I can, instead of rotate, right, reduce the chain. So it's very, very dynamic. Let's augment the chain. Augment a little more until it's, yeah. And then if this is FK and this is I key because, but then I can change. Now it's all I key. So this is like insane. Just so people who say, oh no, this is auto key is a limited option, they don't know what they're talking about, because you can't do this with I-key bond constraint because it's too rigid. It certainly allows this kind of pinning, which is super good, especially for leg rigging. So this is something that the auto I key can only do if you have an inverse chain, apparently. So it will have to get. So that is be a next level that I'm not even sure this will be possible. Maybe with some breaking parenting, some sort of Rigify stuff. But even Rigify doesn't use that, although it does use other features. So another thing, so you see these chains I can totally, yes, so this is how cool this thing is, auto I key, but then you need this kind of skeleton, right? You need a skeleton that has, it's all parented connected. So then you can have all these cool features, but it's really what really I needed tons of iterations the last days just to find out the possibilities. So in the beginning, I was trying to make this control I key chain everywhere, but I wasn't able to connect this with the conventional structure, right, of I key bond constraint. And now I found out, thanks to that tutorial that I've mentioned, which explained another way to do inverse kinematics. So I never thought about bringing the chain up to here with the bond constraint here. And actually, so there is more going on. The foot is even more complicated because this is a construction over a lot more complicated stuff that I was spent a lot of time with, but I'll show you here. So you have perfect ankle or heel leverage here. This is very hard to do with the splitting setup that I had, but now I had to sort of, I've lost a little thing here. It's not compromising though. It's just, it doesn't make, unfortunately, it's not exactly as I would like it to be. Maybe there's a way, but so you see, I can split the, no, I can't. Hold on, let's, oh, maybe this is no need to split. Yeah. Okay, so ignore that. So I don't need to split the F key from the deform from the hand here. This is not necessary. Like, I mean, I was used to do that so that I could can I no, not like that, of course. So I was used to do this with this bone, but now this bone will serve another functionality, which is not clear for me right now why. Maybe I have to delete them. Anyways, maybe it's useless now, but the fact is that here the pole target still works with what would be the F key chain. Oh, there we go. We have this stuff here. So this is the joint lock. I've simplified it. So basically, you see I can pin the elbow from the hand, and I also can pin the elbow from the torso. The only thing that after I've did that, maybe this thing should be stuck, but this I'll decide to what to do, because this motion might not be, and we can of course still do this with the Auto I key or just the F key if we want. And we can let's try again. Hold on, let's just see. Okay, so it's not super. Yeah, there are other ways to achieve the. For example, if I want to pin the elbow just for changing the hand position, probably I can just do something. Let's try. Let's be precise here. I'm not sure. I think this can work. There are other ways around. Okay, so this doesn't work. Because it changes the pole target. Oh, maybe I can isolate that too. So let's see this one. This also doesn't work. Then what if I pick this one? I just want to move the hand and pin that. Yeah, this is not accurate enough. It is not the way to go. Oh, I remember. So Auto I key. So okay, pick this. I think that is the way to go. Reduce length to 1. No, that doesn't work. So this won't do. Maybe this too. No. Not so. Ignore this. I'm just messing around trying to find. I remember there was another way. In principle, this bone should do that, but then I need to re-separate this thing it needs to follow the I key chain and not this this stuff. So there's some differentiation here to do. So maybe this can be improved indeed, but so far if I want to pin that, no. This doesn't work because the hand there is stuck, right? Oh, maybe I don't need this. Okay, let's try this. No, that just doesn't work. Okay, so no, not picking that with that. Not that, also not. So so maybe I just need to do this, and there we go, right? So now you see, so just pin there, and this is double pinning, right? Because it allows to pin from the torso as well. So it's just one click here, right? Probably this, I lost this easier functionality. Not that this is not easy, right? But it could take a few more keyframes, so this could be annoying. But we have the same system here for the leg. So here we have this rotation, right? So we can separate here, but this split, same thing. It doesn't really split, but the most important is that we have this perfect leverage system. We can, same thing, we can, I've already showed, right? We can use this to, I did it just to augment the chain length there and the auto I key. I can just pose this bone if I want, and there is the, of course we can work with this. There is an automation, this pole automation for the pole target. I need to, let's see all the stuff that we can do here. Thanks to the pole automation. But if I just want to grab, right, these are free to be grabbed and be, well, some things I need to investigate what works and what does not work. So like picking this one alone, usually it's not very good for auto IK. It needs the, right, this and at least a F key chain of 2 or more. And of course we can mirror that and whatever. Then of course we can, this is not a pole target, the pole target here, but this is it's something that we can occasionally use to control the, it's even, but we don't want to displace it, but it is there, it's an extra controller. And see, this would, so you don't need really to split the F key from the I key here. This is not the I key, you see the I key system is there. So you don't need really to split. Actually, it might be actually good that it is not split, so that it is more consistent. And this bone, well, we just keep moving. It doesn't really matter if it is offset, and this works in place. So the only annoying part is that we would need to pin the knee. We'll have to use this, for example. Let's pin there, right in that spot. So I just need to, so it's not the end of the world, right? It's a bit more consistent though in this way, because it's the same for, and this spinning is super powerful, you see. And this spinning works because we can do that to the F key, no, not an F key chain, a deform chain, right? Which is the deform rig. And so basically the structure, if I were to explain all this, the structure of this whole rig. Did I explain everything? Yeah, we have the pinning system. So we have the master. Well, maybe you are missing some bones in the torso, but we don't need that because I found out, I had to find it out, we can still make some displacer tweak bones for the deform rig. Maybe I'll do that for the future, but you see the auto EK is too powerful already. So why would I even need those tweaks? We can tweak already from here a lot. Let's, yeah. So, but we can, yeah, the fact is that we can tweak even more with, if we pick these joints here of these bones and we create some sort of, not torso controller, right? So some explanations here I need to do in order to, for myself, I mean some notes to know how we animate everything here. So for example here F key, I think the same we could apply for example, let's say that we have this. And I move yeah, maybe this is not a good idea. Hold on. Okay, we can do this, right? With the, but this will rotate, right? So this is not super precise. So the way to do this, I think, would be to use the, pick this joint thing. No, this also affects the, no, this doesn't. The leg doesn't seem to be, yeah, so this seems to work, while this probably would be, well, it also works, but I think this will be, yeah, this also works. So the problem is this is for the elbow pinning for the hand, right? So for this we'd need we'd need something, yeah, we need to activate that other bone. So and so we can push with the hand, we can push and pull, we can leave the hand in place, and certainly there are things that we cannot do, right? Naturally, there's always logical limitations to everything, like, oh, now do that, do this. No, it's not like that. So, you know, there's always limitations to all solutions, but there exist solutions that give more possibilities, and this is why this research here. So let's go for the, yeah, I was going back to the 25 minutes here. So yes, let's go for the okay, so we have the master bones. So this is the master I key. They are not the targets for I key, or are they the targets? I don't even remember. Let's see. These ones, no, I've made an I key target, and by doing this I was able to improve this, even though I've lost the easy hand. I already explained foot and Okay, let's reset here. Okay, so these are the master bones, the center of gravity, and the root bone, which is only parent to the center of gravity in this case. So we don't need all the skeleton here, so is the responsible for auto I key. These bones, they are already part of the structural I key chain that is rigid of the arms and legs. There is no I key bone constraint for the spine, because I think that is not necessary. I could have, but I don't think that would be necessary. I'm trying to think if that would make any sense. I don't think it would need. Maybe I could do this as an extra experiment, but so sometimes we don't get exactly the posing that we want, right? But by tweaking a little more, we can easily get this. And all these are keyframing for all these bones simultaneously, right? Oh, see, this is super cool, and we can do this kind of stuff, right? I think here we got some. This bone is not parented connected. Let's do this back. Okay, now it is. Same thing here. It sort of lost the parenting here is control spine 001. What is this? This one. And you see no problem here with the, here would be the torso bone, right? Or some, yeah, this is not the center of gravity. This is the bone, like the hips, to the bone to actually do this, right? Maybe it's moving a bit too much stuff, but this is because I'm doing auto I key, right? If I just turn off auto I key, or if I just reduce the, oh no, actually this bone doesn't hold auto I key because it is so with the 3D cursor, right, we can do a lot of stuff. So never underestimate the power of this transforms orientation, and especially transform pivot point, because you could waste a lot of time trying to figure out. You see this advanced foot rig, my choice was, I've checked many, this is very personal, right, choice, but you see, but what you do with the if you want to, you don't have this, why do you need to rig this stuff if you can just do that, right? Right, this is so much more versatile, and you don't need to waste time doing rigging those kind of stuff, right? So this is like those rigging choice that try to be, maybe there's some reason, maybe people like, maybe it's personal choices, but after I've learned how this works, yeah, I just find it not very convincing. Yeah, it doesn't convince me that it is. It's good to know, good to learn, but no thank you. I would prefer to keep things simpler. If it was harder to set up, right, so because I use here, I have a shortcut key, shortcut grass and shift girl s. This is the backslash, sort of right next to the Z key, so it's just very accessible, right? So it's very easy to manipulate and very, very versatile, very powerful. So so maybe you say that, oh, I overcomplicate. Yes, maybe that's true. Probably that is true, but the things that I overcomplicate, they I don't think they are sort of reproducible very well in other conventional rigs, or maybe, yes, I'm copying a lot from these anyway, so it's just a revamp of a lot of things that I've learned over time and keep learning and experimenting, of course. So let's see here. So let's go. So this is the skeleton controllers, for which works for both F key and I key, thanks to the auto I key option. So this is super powerful, and this works because we have this auto I key length adjustable on demand, middle mouse button scroll, right? Alright, got enough of that. And if we have then, so this is like the structural, they are not mechanism bones, they are really control bones for the whole body, except for the extremities. So before I tried to bring this as part of this chain as continuation, but that didn't work out very well, because then I've lost the possibility to manipulate them freely, so this caused a lot of problems. So now instead I have these bones here, which are map I key owner. Basically they are the ones who took the I key bone constraint from the forearm and from the shin, and so they continue. Okay, parented connected. Then I have I key target, which is here, the wrist, a mechanism, yeah, definitely mechanism bone here, wrist, mechanism foot. So these intake the I key target. Now these are the I key targets. So I found a way to get this to work, even though I'm not splitting. I've already explained, right? But the chains, although I can still have a split from here, which is simpler, and for here maybe I'll have to wait if I find another way that could solve this, could make the elbow pinning from the hand and stuff. Alright, let's go now for the next layer. Then you have other controllers. So this is another functionality for I key hand. Oh, by the way, let's get these fingers done here. I want some extrusions here. Let's align this here, align this here, align this here, and let's also extrude here. No, pick here, extrude, align, Control A. All right, then here I'm gonna make them all the same bone length, so maybe 0.1. Let's make them bigger, B-bone scale, something like that. Let's get them some this color, dip them with a color like that. They are extremities. Yeah, I could maybe do this, not sure, but anyways, so let's just change this. This is like finger, control finger, pinky, yeah, that's it, left. Then here, control this index, and this the thumb left. So yeah, so they are connected. So what does this do? Let's also make sure they are symmetrized. symmetrized. Are they connected? Yes. So basically these are the... Oh, they got wrong names there. They are ready. There are two of them. All right, so delete. I want these ones, delete. This will just be called finger index R. Guess that's it. I have this, all right. So if I augment the I key length, you see, auto I key length, I can do all this sort of stuff. I don't even have, yeah, then it stops because I don't have. So I have a tutorial for I key, auto I key fingers. You can find that. So I can do this stuff, and I haven't solved their I didn't give them any settings yet for the for inverse kinematics, right? But that I'll do later on. Alright, so for now, maybe for these controllers, yes, this we can leave at, let's also use a shift, no, not shift X. How do you make the selection? Select mirror. This will just, no, this is not what I wanted. I want to add the mirror side, but shift control X, yeah, it doesn't work, so it just invert. So let's get these ones. Alt M. Let's try something here real quick. Alt M to control skeleton, and then Control Shift X. No, Control Shift X. Yeah. Then we pick this, Alt M. There we go. So here, next, these are other, yeah, other chains. So this is just for the, yeah, I have some eyes. I can still organize those things, right? So this is the pole targets here, these ankles, rollers. Then they have a side roll here. No, but we can do this with the 3D cursor. Okay, so here are other controllers, maybe just more for the hands to keep things away, but probably this is a bad idea. So this is not for posing the, this is the skeleton, this is the master. So maybe we want this other, at least this on the master, I'm not sure. Then let's reset here. Control joint. Okay, so this works alongside with this. So these are these sort of tweak bones, right? This can change the color here. But usually we don't want to pose these ones yet, and even a master shoulder here. if you want. So this can be very nice. And also the deforms need some corrections, but you see, so in principle, yeah, tweak bones here we have, even for the hips here. This is something that I haven't considered before. These are not deformed bones, but they could hold some deformed bones later. Okay, center of gravity, we already know. And so here for also this tweak here, but it's not, as I mentioned, these are not to be used like that so much, but we can it just works. Sometimes it's easier to pose that and be using the pole targets, right? Also because the pole target already is automated, right? Is automated thanks to the next layer, which we're gonna see here, the mechanism. So basically that was joints command, right? Command joint, something like that. So here is just, this is the automation for so it's just a bone that follows the I key chain there of the I key bone constraints. Of course, it is it has the same, starts out as the upper arm, but then as it extends, it's reached the joint there, so it's sort of crosses, right? It's straight. Same for the leg. It's one single bone, very elongated. Here you see better. So from one joint to the other, it used the same parenting as this, so it's the control that works. Here it's also the control shoulder. It's this one on the. So this is sort of a master skeleton, right? Actually, even though there are many bones, so it's how this chain is organized, this system. Then to have the auto I key to work in both F key and I key. And here, okay, so this is the owner of the I key. So they are, in this case, this is very complicated. So yeah, this probably one of the most complicated things to solve here was this, even though I've simplified, I found a way to, after a long time, but the hand is simpler because there is no leverage ankle, something like that for the hand. We could, but alright, so this gets the orientation after the I key bone constraint. We can stack it up with some copy rotation to the master I key. So the rotation of this won't really affect the whatever, so it doesn't really matter, but it's important that it reorientates, or otherwise I think it could, no, it doesn't do nothing, it doesn't control the rest of the, so it's just for organization in this rig, right? It could be otherwise, but then I'm forgetting that we have another bone inside. So these are the I key targets. So the same thing, except they are splitting functionalities, because the I key target is reusing some other thing, while in this case it is parented just as the foot deformed bone they have to the advanced foot rig there, right? So but it's not holding is not the owner of the I key bone constraint. That will make it very complicated, because the leverage system will fail for these bones there. I was able to reproduce this for a system of leverage here for the deformed chain. Not that it is really necessary now, but I'm not even sure it is working. Yeah, it's not being necessary because the chain is not splitting in this time, or not splitting too much. So Maybe this is rendered obsolete, or at least, anyways, but if I find requirement to split again, or if I find a way to split that works, that maintains what I already have. How is it possible I was able to? Oh, it was the wrong bone. All right, I moved the wrong bone. Oh, because this is it's just following its I key target. That's it. So the small bone inside is actually grabbing the other one indirectly. So it's raining here, and let's continue here. So not too much for these mechanisms. So I cleaned that up. And then the deform chain here is just a regular deform, right? Wrist bone, the phalanxes and the metacarpals. The chain here, no, it's not a chain, sorry. So we have a deform, they are locked in space, yeah. So we have, except this one, well, this is, so I'm trying to give, this will be a helper bone. So basically it sort of sticks with the, even its parent is, okay, the depth type, alright, doesn't matter. It's just trying to be in the middle, so that when the arm rotates, it has some sort of, it's nearly acting like a helper bendy bone spline. So I wanted to have 3 bones, but it makes all this stuff way more complicated. At least in the previous setup. Maybe if I tried now, it could work. Yeah, maybe it could work, but this will be experimental, so not for now. Then, not relevant. This should work as well if I have other additional features as well. Then, okay, then spine, head, no mystery here, right? Neck, then all this, right? Then here we're lacking probably some hips. This will be for the advanced pelvis rig that I'm gonna do, so I don't bother. Same thing for the elbow, the knee, right here. So this is not a chain. The deformed bones, they are parented instead to their mechanism type, which is actually a control type. It's part of this, but its old name, right? This is actually a control bone to some extent. Here, then we have the deformed bones, very regular stuff. This one is very complicated to set for this kind of splitting that here is not working. Splitting of I key and I key, F key and I key. And then pin bones. So I've simplified. We just need pin bones for the elbow. No more for the hands nor the foot, because they are already pinned by default by their masters. So indeed we don't need pinning for here. I've decided it could be safer on certain conditions, but if I can avoid, I can maybe just turn this off so they don't need pinning. Yeah, maybe I would like to pin them from this, who knows. But, or some excessive motion here, like it's grabbing, but then this is a question of just turning this off. I see. It's only the center of so yeah, they really don't need pinning. That's why. and the pin of course has this controller. So this is for, maybe I could probably improve this, so this will pin here, right? So you can even use this as tweak bones if we want, but this is crazy. But yeah, we can make the animation. So now the chains are splitting more, right? Well, not the from the foot. So you see, it's not actually a bad idea. I don't see any limitation right now. Now this is locked for not having available the splitting, right? Because I can still pose, right? So that just works. Same here, we can so you can, if you want, animate entirely by this kind of thing. Yeah, this is on the way, so we can have some maybe half split stuff. I don't think this is a great idea, but let's see. Yeah, we could even bother with this little detail. So this is the Power Master rig that I conceived with a lot of time input, and now this is finally working. I didn't know where I was going to, how far I would reach, so this is very satisfying. So I'm presenting this because curious. Yeah, so don't underestimate auto I key option. It's very powerful. It does things that the conventional I key don't do. It has limitations, but inverse is true. The conventional I key bone constraint, at least it has a lot of limitation. I don't know as for the spline I key bone constraint, but then spline I key bone constraint, you need curve object. It's kind of complicated. Yeah, I think this is much better, much better, much simpler. But there is one little problem. If I think this is not exportable. Well, we can bake 3D animation, right? But we cannot export the feature itself, right? The auto I key. So if you want to animate outside or have this control rig outside here, we don't, unless the other software would have these powers, this kind of feature, we won't be able to do it. So this is inside Blender only. Maybe a software for 3D animation like Maya would have some better solutions for that, but in Blender this is ludicrous. It's just super handy. Like, you really feel like you're animating now, like as instead of I'm posing this thing, no, this is big stuff, folks, compared to, right, and it can be improved to the great beyond. if I kept doing this every day, right, killing myself doing this kind of experimentation, it's surprisingly good. This is not auto I key, or is it? Yes, this is auto I key. I'm using the. Then exactly how to use these some of these excessive motions, I'm not sure. That will be trial error, but I guarantee that one thing, that these are keyframe for all these control skeleton bones, because this is how auto I key works. I found out this by posing the hand. Basically, all these. There is one little thing. We cannot use bond constraints here. We can, but they will interfere directly with the auto IK posing, because it's like you have a bond constraint that is stacking, forcing some data there, for some transforms, but then they are counteracted on every single pose that we, so start to go on reverse, right? We can still pose, but that will be without dependency cycle, but it's really bad, right? For you pose, then it goes back a little. It's not good. So we can't have bond constraints on this, right? But we can still operate with bond constraints. We can still end the chain with keep offset. It's not exact. It's halfway ending the as I do here. If I parent this one, so my new goal now would be to start working on this, make some correction. I already have an idea how to do that, but I'm not doing this stream right now. This was just a presentation of the whole thing, how it is ended up, and eventually I should make a tutorial of building out this stuff, but I would like to first continue making it a little better, but I'll focus now on what really matters. So I need to fix the spine division here. It's certainly, I just need some fake nodes, handles, right? Just like this one, but this is connected. I need unparented ones, or parented that are not part of the chain here, or not connected parenting, so that I can make this stuff to work properly. I could have more. So there are interesting ideas, because maybe I could have one chain going up and one chain going down. I don't know how that would that might be conflicting, but maybe not, because actually the deform rig there, it would just follow what it prefers, and we could even drive that, right, with another of those splitting stuff. So there are some possible, like stuff like that, maybe, or just add, yeah, maybe. So how that works, basically these bones, they have stretch 2, this is going up, right, stretch 2 somewhere there, but then it's just the bone constraint for its tail, while for its parenting, right, it's just parent to the control I key here. So basically we can still hold the bone constraint for its base, for its head, which is in the bottom for this one, for all of these bendy bones actually. It's just the controls which are inverted, right, from this splitting condition here. So we can still drive, let's say, we can still affect this through bone constraint for the head, like copy location, copy transforms, even you name it, right, for the heads. And so we can then have another chain going upwards, right, it is unfinished, and that would allow maybe them to copy that, so I'll have double motion. That would be insane. I don't know if that would work, but well enough for posing, but I think yes. Just be cautious with circular dependencies. Yes, welcome Dumudzi. Exactly. We are checking them extensively. You see, no dependency here. But yes, there are. So this is pretty clean. There is some things that are forbidden, right? Some posings that we should not attempt, right? The best example, okay, we pick this, and if I just pick this, I can drag here. But if I have a chain length of, okay, this works, okay, but yeah, this causes this problem here. So this is not very good, right? But if I augment the chain length, then I can have more dynamic. And if I really want, I can pick, yeah, this is the best thing to do. Pick this and this, maybe a chain length of, this is bizarre, right? So 2, 3, 4 can get, it combines with X mirror, but let's not combine it. So I can even, let's expand. All right, and then we can also pick the other hand without mirror. And yeah, so there are things that we shouldn't be doing, but otherwise there are lots of possibilities. So it's super dynamic. So this is auto I key feature we can control, right? Oh, turn it off, yes. Then this is F key. But even with it on, we can also, we have a simultaneous I key and F key, because the chain goes here, you know, is going down. No, this is the deform rig. Hold on, folks. Here, you see, as long as it's going down, I can have this. Let's auto I key chain length of 1. Look at here, right? So this is like everything that is up the chain is F key. Everything that is down the chain until here maybe, then it is I key. So now a chain of 1, there is just this part of the I key chain. I'm grabbing, I'm not rotating. Rotating doesn't allow doesn't activate auto I key, nor scaling. It's just grabbing. And we can multi-grab. So this is for more crazy things. But in principle, let's grab 1, grab. So this is F key, and this is I key. So turn to 2. Turn to 3. I think there's nothing else in the bottom. But if I pick this bone instead, okay, 1, 2, then of course there is a problem, it picks everything else, right? So this is one little thing that maybe it's a bit what's happening? Oh, it's just displacing strangely, but that's okay. Looks like it is disconnected. No, it's just... Alright, so of course this is better for doing that, right? So now the arms are F key. So and we can pick this and grab here, maybe get a pivot point there, and there we go. Yes, so that's it, folks. This is was the presentation of this Giga rig for Aisha, and let's see my list here. What I intend to continue rigging, but what I need to do here is to organize. Those were crazy days of streaming where I did a lot of those research. So, but I spent too much time, and now it's time for solving new concrete problems, right? So basically what I'm going to do next, I'll close this stream and begin the next. Let's just see here what is on my list here. So recover the inverse data. No, okay, this is important, so I need to research that on YouTube. So basically just get this inverse kinematics panel data here, which is very useful because there's a lot of I key going on everywhere, right? So I need to solve these things here for both sides, investigate if there are some human rig that took care for Blender of those things, so we can know exactly, like, you know, these curves, get the best, right, from them, what is ideal for eye key posing. Then, okay, for the fingers, for everything, right, that use eye key, for even the spine, right, so it's everywhere. Yeah, eye key, arm, leg, spine, fingers, etc., everything. Deform bones, so it's time to look for the twisting feature, which is very important. So I don't have a deform rig here that can hold the twisting feature for the joints, so rotate YY. Probably we can have some, it's low poly, right, so it's might be hard to see. Apparently we have some twisting. I don't know how this is happening, but this is not good twisting anyways, right? Can be better. So just maybe turning this a bendy bone, then, or not, yeah, probably a bendy bone, and then using the proper bendy bone and handle, maybe automatic. It depends of its parenting, yeah. So we'll have perhaps to check this absolute here and get these to some better target here. These deformed bones are not in a chain, so in some sense we cannot really use the automatic very well, but we can use any other targets that could be useful. So then we have a fórmula deve servir para tudo isso. Oh, you speak Portuguese. Dumuzi, welcome, bem-vindo. Qual fórmula do inverse kinematics? Do you mean a formula that inbuilt in Blender? So here we get next thing. Okay, so there's this twisting feature, which could use, some guys use the other feature that is not with bendy bones, it's the twist bones. I like the idea, but I prefer bendy bones, right? I already have, why not keep exploring them? Sometimes bendy bones create a lot of problems, but I think I like them, so a personal choice here. Wave painting for helper bones, yes. So maybe I use some fan bones for the limbs if they needed. We can also use bendy bone spline for these special corrections, but I already have a helper bone here. Also, let's change this color. So it is a helper bone. Let's turn this to orange. Don't see very well, right? Anyways, then we need to, another thing, that hair rigging, yes, with wiggle to add-on. It is free, we can get, so wiggle to add-on. So the scene is muted right now, so time for making shouldn't take too long, but we want good physics, so it will take some time to make that. And wave painting the hair, yeah, not so super hard. Cloth rigging, very fundamental, because we have some rigging there, but it's not enough. It's very basic. We want probably to avoid certain intersections, and there are more advanced clothes here that might be a bit more complicated. So we have this manteau here, which would require some sort of, even cloth rig, even skin tight cloth can be hard sometimes. So everything for cloth rig usually is hard. This also, we want to maintain some effects here that would be nice, so I'm not sure exactly how to handle that. There's something like a cast, never used that. Cast, maybe this would help for this kind of buff buffoon cloth. Yeah, maybe here. Yeah, here the idea of some cloth bones, like hair bones, right? So we have some balancing physics. Here maybe, yes, so I'm not totally sure. Yeah, maybe from here bones. So I see many things to take into account cloth rigging, but this is definitely, these are not hard, too hard cloths to rig, right? This should be fine. And for the accessory, yeah, maybe some bones too, we'll see. There is a formula that generally is used by real-time IK, and I think Blender use fabric too. Fabric. Oh yes, so I think when we look at the IK, there is something about it. There is an option about inverse kinematics somewhere. I think it's here. So not here, not here, not this. Inverse kinematics, yes. Standard, is that IK solver? Standard and e-task, multi-constraint stateful IK solver. I have no idea how to use that. I'm even afraid to see there. Do you know anything about this Dumuzi? That have you ever tried? Is that fabric that you mentioned? Is that the standard maybe? IK solver? And what if we use the other one? Okay, let's make a split here, just for if any accident occur. Let's go on pose mode here. Oh, something is behaving different, right? We can already see that. Oh, hold on, there are more data here. Simulation. This seems to be equivalent to the standard. Then animation. Okay, no. Translate root parentless bones to the armature origin. I have no idea what that would be for. Yeah, there is some, maybe this is not super, but maybe there, that doesn't seem to break the rig anyways, so like just like you use what already works probably in some compatible way. Reiteration looks the standard, never use the ITASC. Yeah, so should be the fabric. Yeah, thanks for these ideas. I had no idea about that. I knew that there was thing, but I never tried out. This requires some investigation. Maybe this will be nice. Precision. Reiteration, never. Oh, this looks like the animation thing, right? By default, it is animation, right? Okay, so here, why would I need to do this? Can we animate that? No, we can't. We can drive that. Interesting. Keyframe. No, add to keyframe set. No, this is not add keyframe, but we can drive this, so this is intriguing. Then here, initial reiteration always. Yeah, those things seems to be more or less the same. It should also affect the then we have then precision of what? This precision seems to be very, cause some then we have iterations. This is probably more calculation time, right? I don't see, maybe there's some advantage here. Autos with 0, we have very poor stuff. Yeah, maybe this can make animation faster. Animating with this, right? But yeah, by default this is, I don't know. I'm not gonna save the auto step. Solver DLS SDLS. What is this? Dumped list square with numeral filtering, feedback, max velocity, dumping max steps. Yeah, so there are not many things there, but it's hard to figure out how that would really change. It's not, I don't think these things here would be any game changing. Yeah, so but maybe yeah, this certainly has some utility. Maybe some animator 3D animators know better. I have really, I don't know which stats here would do anything favorable to what I'm trying to do without losing some other features, right? So this will need study. Precision affects iterations, yes. So precision, like I have a lot more iteration, right? Let's see if I have a lot of precision. This seems to be the maximum. Then iterations, let's get maximum iterations. No. So this precision is sort of not so. Let's see for the other one. Auto I key. Yeah, when I want the precision a lot, it just turns everything very stiff. Yeah, it stiffens up everything. So not sure why they give that name, but it needs to be lower to start. So it's sort of a smoother or stiffener. Yeah, might be good. Here we see some effects already, but there's something weird about the how this is something about maybe the simulation. No, it's something about this mode here. I have I key stretch too, that's why maybe this is something about the... No, I don't have I key stretch for this, so... Or maybe it's on the mechanism. No, also not. So this is something about this calculation indeed. This eTask has this either on... No, here it's the animation thing. So The animation with a little of precision already starts to make this thing, which is not good. Iterations, maybe a lot more iterations, no. Maybe with DLS, no. And dampening, oh, maybe it's this dampening, yeah, too much dampening. So this is the atrito, no? Yeah, so dampening seems to help in reducing this, but now it's not very smooth, so yeah, it's kind of hard to still not, so dampening, and dampening epsilon also yeah, so that's all I know here. Percent of exit rate. I don't think anyone used anything but standard IK. So basically, it asks for speed. Oh, I see. Interesting. It's like you want to speed up the animation, the IK for some, maybe for big rigs with a lot of IK thing, right, going on. So I want to accelerate, and then you need to simplify stuff, right? So maybe the standard is more valuable, right? Good to know. So in this case, I really don't have anything too much compromising for speed, so this is IK is working fine enough. Let's see for this mesh. Yeah, here seems to have some terrible shearing, right? So this is something we'll have to address for this cloth rigging. It's behaving just like the armor. It's at least it shows some issues, right, that we'll have to investigate, but that's it. I sent the link, but YouTube blocked it. That's annoying. Maybe in the comment, yeah, if you comment, but thanks, that will be interesting to look more upon that. So folks, if you leave in the comment, I'll if YouTube doesn't block there, then I think it's the default thing. It's block the chat from links, and I didn't configure that way. It was like that already. This is annoying. So here that will be send you to Discord. Yes, that works. So you have, I think you have my Discord. I think it's 2448 the number. Yes, I think this 2448, I believe this is my Discord number. I need to note this somewhere. Hold on. Yeah, this. Yeah, 2448. So epistemic-gnomes, just as this hashtag. No, yeah, hashtag 2448. So that's it, folks. Thanks for watching. Hope this will be useful for. Sorry, too long video, but then that is the presentation. At some point I'll make a tutorial, and next time I hope be back in the next hour for real rigging, so I'm gonna address more things on that list, and maybe we can also jump straight to face rigging. That will be nice too. As soon as I reach that, really I'm quite worried about cloth rigging, but otherwise if I reach the mount rigging, then it will be set. Thanks for watching, folks. Take care and happy blending. See you soon. Have a nice week.